back, everyone, to the iceHQ ice ring here in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, for round 8, game 2, and it will be between the Snipers and the Bruins. We're about to see this big clash. For the Bruins, this game is important if they're to stay in the race for the golden ticket to the grand final. For the Snipers, it's about making the finals. Although for the Snipers now, it's a little bit less of importance for them. With the Dogs taking the points early tonight, the Snipers could still third place with a win, but win or lose, it'll be a game for pride and momentum, but not really relevant. It's not going to really change what happens for them on the ladder. They're either going to finish third or fourth, and that's going to come down to the game the following week. They'd like to win it, but it's not going to make much difference on the ladder for them, for the Snipers. For the Bruins, however, it's a critical game for them. They desperately need to win this one so that they can keep themselves in the run for first place and that missing out of the semi-final that no one wants to play unless they have to. Last week, both of these teams really failed to impress. The Bruins were without Jordan Warren. They were sloppy in defence and lacked attacking penetration. They gave away an embarrassing 5-on-3 short-handed goal at the last, and their attack was blunt. Equally, the Snipers were without Liam Webster. Liam has well and truly earned his reputation as one of the all-time greatest players in Australia. His leadership and vision, as well as goal-scoring prowess, is without equal. He hasn't been able to get his team sorted out, though. As we've discussed over the last few weeks, while the Snipers have a potent attack, their defence has been substandard. Despite the presence of Michael McMahon and Lockie Sincotta, they just haven't been able to stem the flow of goals against them. Last week, the Snipers were devastated by the Dogs, losing 8-1. Have they learned anything from that game? I can't see a proud champion like Liam and a defensive blaster like Michael McMahon letting that happen again. They know what they have to do. Can they do it tonight and stay in the race? The last time these two teams played, the Bruins wrote down the big win, winning 3-1. Rossi and Scott, what are your thoughts about game 2 tonight?
Well, the Snipers have been here before, right? Last season, they were fourth on the ladder. They were able to squeak into the finals, and they beat these Bruins. Probably upset the Bruins, if we're being honest, and got a chance to face the Dogs where they lost in straight sets. Now, if we're being completely honest, trying to set up the most exciting round, you kind of hope the Bruins win this one, and then you got a battle for first between the Dogs and the Bruins, and a battle for third between the Snipers and the Inferno. But this is a proud group by the Snipers, and they, the Bruins haven't been the same the last few weeks. Obviously, without their captain Jordan Warren, who's back today. But I think if you're the Snipers, you can smell a little bit of blood, and potentially can look to give the Bruins a third straight loss. They'll have to do it though without one of their key players on that kid line with Justin Diskin, Logan Gallagher not on the game sheet today. Scott, what do you have to say about the Snipers? I know they're a team you follow closely.
Yeah, look, I think for the Snipers, the key is to look to improve getting out of the zone. I've found that they've been struggling to actually get out cleanly, and it ends up just being dumped out and they lose possession. In the offensive zone, obviously with players like Dixon and Weber, etc., they've got good opportunities to score, but it's just the defensive play of coming out of the zone is what the key is to the game for me.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say the thing they need to fix is their defence. They've leaked like a sieve throughout the entire series, and although they can certainly score a lot of goals, and we've seen that, and they've got Liam Webster back tonight, and we know that he can score a goal or two, but he's just given us a bit of cheek here from in front of the commentary box. But we know they can score a lot of goals. But,
yeah, here's Liam just giving. He's got the best guy, Scott Gallagher, here on the chat. But this guy here, he's got one hell of a shot, right? Leads the league, 7 goals. He makes it look so easy.
It's safe to say, I think, that Webster is the absolute marquee player of the entire tournament, and he's an absolute delight to watch. He's a complete hockey player. He can do everything, and you know that he'll win a face-off when you need it as well. But they've got to fix their defence, the Snipers. That's been their big problem. They can score goals. We know they can score goals. Webster is the #1 goal scorer in the competition.
If Webster's the #1 goal scorer down the other end, we've got the #1 goaltender. Mikey James has done absolutely everything this season. Up until the last 2 weeks, he'd only let in more than 2 goals once, right? More than 2 goals once. So if you're the Snipers, you're basically saying we can only let in 2 goals. That's it at most, right? If we let in more than 2, it's going to be hard to get past Mikey James. And even in games where we saw a few weeks ago where I think there was a goal within the first 30 seconds of the game on Mikey James, didn't phase him, just stuck in. And I think that game was that one against the Snipers where they ended up winning 3-1 a few weeks ago.
Well, we're hoping for a much better contest and a display from the Snipers tonight. Again, from the Snipers, they are playing for pride. It doesn't really make any difference this evening whether they win or lose. It does matter for the Bruins So the Bruins are a bit more at stake if they want to give themselves a chance to play against the Dogs next week and beat them, and that would give them the chance to get through directly to the grand final. Otherwise, for them, it's for the Snipers, though, win or lose, they're playing against the Inferno next week for the right to play off for the third place in the final.
I'd be just looking at
I'll tell you what,
systems.
they want to win.
Yeah, I'd be looking at systems. You want to get some momentum. You want to start feeling good going into that match.
Absolutely.
You see, you got Logan there on the bench. He'll be helping out, just making sure everyone's pumped and keeping positive out there. I think if you're the Bruins, you just want to keep doing what put you in such good stead before this 2-game losing streak, which was really that hard pressure, that being that hard team to play against. There's few teams that cycle the puck down low like the Bruins, and if you're the Snipers, you want to make sure that the Bruins are forced to play in their own zone. So we're about to have puck drop with Toddy Cutter facing off against Paul Lazzarato, and the face-off's won there by the men in gold. Here comes Todd Cutter over the blue line, winds, takes a shot, kick save, but it's loose. Puck's there, and a nice stick check there allowed Paul Lazzarato to pick that up, but not out. David Nelson takes it on the back, a nice little saucer pass looking in front there. Oh, for Pansino.
That was a big juicy rebound there for the Bruins right there in front of the net.
And the puck will now come out into the neutral zone. There's a glove on the ice and picked up now here, but here's Todd Cutter taking it out, but kept in there by Subert, who sends that down the rest of the ice. Connors.
Toddy Cutter, another player who hasn't really lived up to what he's capable of so far through this season.
Lazzaro scores! Paul Lazzarato with the start the Snipers won. Johnny on the spot takes a lucky bounce and puts that right past Mikey James to put the Snipers up 1-0 here in the first.
It's a start that they certainly would have wanted. Lazzarato's found a bit of form in the last couple of weeks. He started off pretty slow throughout the season, but this is the second week in a row that he's managed to find the back of the net. So it's a good play from him.
Talk us through that one there, Scott.
Yeah, look, I think the Bruins were caught napping a little bit there. They didn't have the intensity they needed. They went up and had the initial shot, and then they cycled down, and the Snipers just kept on the puck and got the clean shot away.
So Webster makes that face-off win look so easy.
Again, another stat we don't count, but face-off percentage, Liam also would be one of the leaders in the league for sure. So the Bruins down early, which I believe was the same thing that happened last time these two teams played. But here's Spencer Nave with a shot, but a kick save there by Mikey James as he looks to regain some form here. Jordan Warren back. He's fresh. He'll be eager to get out on the ice, but a nice blocker save there by Tommy Forrest. Justin Dixon, who skates so well, just taking that in, but blew a tire, which allowed Krutzev just to send that up to Gavin Birchler. Kept in only momentarily now, though, as Buchanan sends a stretch pass over to Warren, who does a nice job to Carell. It takes a shot, but shoots that one wide. Keisha's going to keep that in. Krutzev now finds Birchler. He takes a shot. Save there by Forrest.
Birchler, another player who, throughout the series, he's always looked threatening, but never quite been able to convert his opportunities. He's in the right place a lot, just hasn't been able to finish them. If he can do that tonight, that'll give the Bruins a bit more of a chance to get some goals on the board. They can't rely entirely on Matt Caruna to do it all for them.
Yeah, Gavin started off with a bang. He had goals in back-to-back games to start the season, but he's goalless in 3. He'll hope to be getting back into that scoring chance there. So puck now on the half wall. It's Captain T-Blades. Ray Khalil playing forward. Nice little move. Takes a shot, but into the glove of Mr. Forrest.
So he flashes the glove there. And the old saying about Gossi, I'm sure you know about fast hands and slow feet. If you fire from a distance and the goalie sees it coming, it's going to save it 95% of the time.
The Snipers can't let as many shots on Tommy Forrest as they did last week. That was too much for any goalie. I think it was 51 shots from recollection.
Oh!
He made a lot of saves,
yes,
but it wasn't enough.
Second shot there for Ray Khalil out there, and he's calling for it. He's feeling it tonight, Mr. Freight Ray. Puck comes out, though, and that's chipped forward there by Van Down. And look at that, the big legs of Michael McMahon, and the puck with Mikey James comes out, but a great defensive play there by Nelson as McMahon tried to send that forward. I think all Bruins fans' hearts just stopped for a moment with Mikey James going in on Michael McMahon.
Well, McMahon is deceptive. He doesn't look fast because everything he does is just super smooth and silky.
Puck out. Here's Gavin Birchler with a shot off the side of the net. Oh, I nearly thought we were going to have another one of those where you say someone doesn't score and then they score. Corrections, though. Ryan Ruddle did score his second goal a goal in back-to-back games. So correction there, Mr. Ruddle. But here's Jordan Warren on the forecheck. He's got his good friend David Nelson behind him, but instead he'll send that over looking for Birchler. Interestingly enough, that line that's been so great for the Bruins, which was Warren, Walt, and Pansino not together tonight, as Buchanan and Birchler out here with the Bruins captain. Nelson with a shot off the stick there, scores! Luke Buchanan collects the puck that caromed off the leg of the captain, Jordan Warren, and he makes no mistake and beats Tom Forrest short side to tie the game here early in the first.
A good example there of that option of shooting in low from a distance that gets those lucky rebounds. And then if you're there to pick it up, you can put it away. It just gives you a better chance of getting those bounces and getting those rebounds by shooting low.
That's so hard as a goalie. You look at that on the CCM all-out replay. Tommy's looking to go the other way to follow the shot, and instead it bounces off the leg and just sits there for Buchanan, who made no mistake and was able to tuck that in short side. So 1-1, an exciting start here in Game 2 at iceHQ. The goal scorer, Buchanan, still on the ice, sends that up to Warren, who runs into Spencer Nave. Liam Webster doing as he does, just great job, just to shield the puck, make space for himself, and have an eye. And he sends a sauce pass there, looking for Sincata, but just behind him, and that's going to allow the captain of the Bruins to corral it in his own zone.
We're seeing the defense of the Snipers pushing up quite a bit here. McMahon and then Sincata just here, so maybe that's part of what the Snipers are looking to do, is activate their D to get some more offense going.
Sincata in a little bit of pain as he leaves the ice. It's looked like he's caught an unfortunate redirection of a limb into a relatively delicate part of the anatomy.
That was,
I'm sure he'll be all right.
Brennan Connors laying out Mr. Freight Ray out there, and here comes Liam Webster, leading goal scorer in the Pro Summer League, going in on deep in the Bruins zone. Dixon collects it, and he went back looking for McMahon, but just missed him, and just apologized there to the bearded beauty. Here's Connors with the puck, head up, looking for a play, but finds some space, and he'll take the puck in himself. Puts it on the backhand, he'll rim that around. Mikey James comes out to play it, but just not able to corral that.
The Bruins with a nice neutral zone trap there, just giving the Snipers no room.
And here comes Ray Khalil. He's got Todd Cutter going to the net, takes a shot, but shoots that way wide. And that was David Nelson almost running into Craig Armstrong-Frey there.
Crowd there have just spilt their beers.
Despite the glass, you still, for some reason, feel like it's still going to hit you, right?
You still flinch.
Here's Buchanan looking for that stretch pass. That was a great job, Alex Koenig, the hard worker picked up by the Snipers early in the preseason draft. Puck shot down there by Bakasulis, and first back to it will be Michael McDowell. Puck there, Warren sent that for Birchler. This line's looked good for the Bruins so far. Buchanan with the puck. He's going to dice a little toe drag to walk around. Van Douwen looks to send that in front, but no one there in front of the net, which will make an easy opportunity for Michael McDowell just to shoot that out, and that'll go into the Sniper bench, and we'll have a face-off in the defensive zone here of the Snipers.
And with 10 minutes and 30 seconds to play, we're all tied up at 1 goal apiece for the Snipers and the Bruins. Shots so far, 3 shots for the Snipers to 9 shots to the Bruins. The Bruins with the run of the play so far, a very effective neutral zone trap, which is just preventing the Snipers from getting through and getting any penetration in attack.
Face-off won by the Snipers. It's Lockie Sincata that has the puck here, but he runs into his own man. Buchanan picks it up, sends it across to Birchler, but first back to it was Paul Lazzarato to stop that one.
Good heads-up hockey by Lazzarato there. Oh, and a turnover. Taking possession wide, but Bruins have recovered the puck. Looking to put up the boards, create a bit of space. There's a long pass there, but intercepted. Opening the ice back up and slowing the game down a bit. Lockie Sincata has recovered from his mishap earlier, passing it back to his defensive partner. Icing called by the referee. That's going back into the zone.
Yeah, that was Connors, I believe, just looking for Bobby Clark, who was standing there at the red line, half wall, but just not able to corral that. And over the boards will come Todd Cutter with Ray Khalil and Dylan Morris. And Freight Ray, or Captain T-Blades as we like to call him, he's been inspired today. He's had a number of shots on net already. We're used to seeing him playing on D, but he's looking good up forward tonight.
The Snipers with those stretch passes, they need to be passing to someone who's moving, not someone who's standing still.
Turnover back to the Bruins in D. Passing over to defensive partner. Kuslev skating it up, pushing into the zone, and shot. Well, I don't think Tommy Forrest saw much of that until the very end.
Yeah, lucky that one went wide.
Yeah, Todd Cutter maintaining possession, fighting in the corner. Snipers get possession, and Spencer Nave pushing up wide, but Ivan shut the door on him. Lots of open ice here with the Snipers just doing a change. Pushing into the zone here by the Bruins. Driving wide. Good work by the Sniper just to close off the space and keep the pressure on.
Not often you get to see two big defensemen, Keisha and McMahon, battling in a corner.
Justin Dixon finding away with Dylan Morris there, trying to get possession. Dixon a little bit lucky he didn't get done for high stick. It was waving up pretty close to the Bruins face cage. So he got away with it.
Oh, nice touch by Liam there. And here he is, Liam Webster, what a move! Oh, tried to tuck it in, but Mikey James reaches back. I can't wait to see this one on the CCM All-Out replay. Look at this. Liam Webster tries to curl it back, and it was actually Karutsalev just playing the role of goaltender there that allowed that to bounce under Mikey James as Liam Webster showing the patience in the hands.
It's a great lad defense there by the Bruins.
Puck drop and possession going back to the Bruins. Curling back behind the net, keeping possession, feeding up to the wing. Close to offside, but still keeps possession. Keeping it wide. He's a big unit as Birchler. He's hard to get off the puck. Oh, he fans on the shot, but maintains possession, puts it back to Birchler.
There was daylight there for Nelson, but he just unfortunately fanned on that one.
Bruins doing well, maintaining possession. Jordan Warren pushing it back in, but Robbie Clark. Is that Clarkie? No.
Yeah. What a difference Jordan Warren makes for this Bruins team, eh? But here comes Gavin Birchler. He's one-on-one on Connors. Just has to wait up for his teammate and sends that back there for Buchanan. Buchanan sends that deep. It's Connors who now finds Bobby Clark. He's going up. He's got Alex Koenig with him, and he finds him. Koenig now over on the backhand, shoots it in off the shoulder of Mikey James and back behind the net. Buchanan will collect here for the Bruins, and he sends that up for Cutter, but not able to find him, and that's going to allow the Snipers to regroup and start their change.
Nikitin pressuring the Bruins defense there. Bruins pushing in, shot on net. Oh, nice save there by Tommy Forrest.
Good deep low shot there by Ray, looking for that rebound, but Bruins not quite getting in there quickly, and Forrest just corralling the puck safely into the corner. If you can't get control of it completely, if you deflect it into the corner, it's somewhere the opposition can't score from. So it's good play. We know Tommy Forrest is an absolute premium goaltender. He's in the national team, going over to play somewhere overseas fairly shortly. I should know where.
Bruins are finding, sorry to interrupt, Bruins are finding a lot of success with the stretch passes there. That's 3 or 4 stretch passes that have turned into really good opportunities.
And the difference they're making with those stretch passes, they're stretch passing to someone who's on the move rather than someone who's standing still. If you stand still, no matter how far away you are, you're a target. On the other hand, if you're moving, you're an option.
Oh, Matt Nikitin just rubbed off the puck, and Keisha's going to get an opportunity to send that through, but just missed Todd Cutter. Probably one of the men with the best flow in the league. Hector will have an argument about him and maybe Klomp, but definitely love seeing those locks flowing in the wind when he's skating at full speed.
I'm not sure Hector would have a say today. Gossie's not here.
I'm just saying, I mean, he's got the curls, right?
He does have the curls.
So here it is, though. Puck comes out, and Karutsalev is the last man back for the Bruins, and he'll just wait, head up, look for some of those routes, and he sends it over to Cutter, who sends that back over to Keisha. Will take it behind the net, the safety of his own net. Now he has some space. He sends it up to Cutter, who comes in on McMahon. He walks through looking for Keisha, but Sincotta great there. Here's Ray Khalil with a shot, but another save by Forrest. That's Khalil's 5th shot. And we're not even done the first period. He's been all over the puck tonight.
Excellent positioning there by young Tommy Forrest.
Lazaroto just dumping it deep into the zone, just getting a change. Bobby Clark putting pressure on the defense. Bruins with possession. Good pressure by the Sniper just to try and get that turnover. And there, Dixon gets the puck, pushes in hard, shot, off the defenseman wide. Mikey James steps out and pushes it up wide to the boards. Bruins retaining possession now and pushing up to the middle. Oh, goal again, looking for that big stretch pass there. Luke Buchanan taking over the line. Good work there by Dixon, getting a bit physical there.
Great job by Liam just there. If you saw, he just took a look. He looked up ice for the center. He wanted to send that, but when no one was there, he just took it himself.
Not only that, but he also had a good follow-up behind him. He was waiting for some second layer attack, and he had it nicely, just waiting for them to come through. So just creating time and space, Len. That's just showing his experience.
Connor's there.
See how well he reads it.
Connor's there showing how you play hockey without a hockey stick. Not quite easy, but he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, 100%.
So this will be a face-off, the two captains against one another, and that's won by Jordan Warren. He's got 1 point tonight, assisting on that first tying goal by the Bruins. Shot by McMahon off the stick there by James as that goes into the corner, and the Bruins will corral this behind their own net through Bakasulis. Sent up to Buchanan, and Liam Webster forced just to take this back, and he'll play a little bit of catch here with Lindsay Nash, who will send that down the length of the ice. The Canadian David Nelson back first, just chips that away from the forecheck of Justin Dixon, and Jordan Warren sends that high and gloved down there by Michael McMahon. Here comes Justin Dixon, but he's knocked over there by Warren, and that's going to allow Birchler to have some space and come into the offensive zone. Birchler taking it wide, stops back. He's got Nelson open if he can find him, but he's being pressured hard by Koenig, but still with the puck is Gavin Birchler. Birchler sends that behind the net. It's Bakasulis deep down. He's got that on the backhand. David Nelson looking at the point, but he reverses that back for Khalil in front there for Warren. And there was a chance, but Warren not able to get much wood on it and kept in just on the line by David Nelson, but only momentarily as McMahon's going to send that down the length of the ice.
Really good, thorough, dirty defense there by the Snipers. That's what they've needed to do throughout the series, and we've seen it there just then. It's about time they do it. Persistence in defense.
Pretty even game where we're at now with 1 minute and 41 seconds left here in the first period. Lockie Sincata's got the puck behind his own net, and he'll send that up onto the half wall for Josh Van Down. He'll reverse that back to Lockie Sincata, who's got a teammate open there on Cy Lake, but instead opts to go to Alex Koenig. Back, though, is Dylan Morris for the Bruins, and he'll just wait up and provide some space as David Nelson now will skate out of his own zone. Bruins in here. It's Nelson trying to walk around Sincata, but a great job to stand up and just take the body of the Bruins defender there. Here's Cutter now with it. He's coming in on Connors. Cutter takes it low behind the net, but a nice poke check there by Brendan Connors. He's got it now, shooting it out into the neutral zone. Able to corral it there is Karutzelev, who passes that over to Todd Cutter. Collecting it there is Buchanan, who just lofts one in on net and forces Tom Forrest to make an unorthodox save as he just batted that out of the air.
30 seconds to go in the first. It's 1-1 still.
Shot into the breadbasket there of Tommy Forrest. I wonder if we'll see that one on the CCM All-Out replay. That shot was sort of just lofted in on Tommy Forrest, and as a result, he was forced to. They're showing us a different one, but he was forced just to bat that one out with the shaft there of the net. It was
this is going to be
tough
the last
one.
play of the period.
So here we are, deep in the corner, just trying to protect it. There is Clark, and with 1 second left, doesn't get the shot away, and we'll go into the first break with a 1-1 tie.
So 1-1 to the Snipers and the Bruins. In terms of shots on the net so far, the Snipers with 6, the Bruins 12. So the Bruins with the vast majority of the play, and although we're not tracking it, they certainly had more zone time. The Snipers have been trying to get stretch passes, but on the whole, they've been passing to a stretch who's been standing still. They need that stretch pass to be moving. So if you look at, say, for example, someone like a Jamie Burke, when he's out waiting for a stretch, he's moving all the time, whereas the Snipers have tended to sit out and wait. And if you do that, the defensive players are going to see you and they're going to mark you up and shut you down. And that's what the the Bruins have been able to do well. They've also done a pretty nice neutral zone trap on the bottom on their blue line, lining up with 3 or 4 players across there. And the Snipers just haven't been able to get through that with any effectiveness at all so far. So we have seen on the whole, the vast majority of attacking play has gone to the Bruins. second period. It's going to be interesting. We do know it's at stake for the Bruins is that chance for getting through the golden ticket to the grand final, and for the Snipers, they're playing for pride and momentum, and they're showing it this evening. They've been much more sturdy in defence and more persistent than they have been in the last couple of weeks, especially last week when the wheels totally fell off and they had that drubbing at the hands of the Dogs where they went down 8-1. So far, they're doing pretty well, the Snipers, but they're going to need to tidy it up a little bit more, and they're going to need some more penetration in attack.
That was one of the points I was going to make. It looks like the Snipers are being much more active with their sticks, and they're creating those turnovers and then getting the puck back up. So it's key. Like they're not allowing the Bruins to maintain clean possession in their zone, and they're getting the turnover and then moving the puck up.
They've been a team that throughout the season has always threatened to boil over, but they've just never really quite been able to do it. And on the odd occasion they have managed to score goals, they've let some in, but they're doing a pretty good job tonight of at least managing to keep the puck out of the net, getting plenty of shots on, but mostly from bad angles, and I know Tommy Forrest will save them.
I would say, too, I mean, you talk about quantity over quality. Let's not get fooled. 6 shots by the Snipers, but there have been some grade A scoring opportunities.
Absolutely.
If it weren't for the defense and Mikey James, this could be a little bit of a different game. So I think the Snipers just want to keep doing what they're doing, maybe throw a couple more on net, but, they're definitely in this hockey game, that's for sure. Puck's deep now in the Sniper zone. It's Michael McMahon who sends it across over for Lazzarato, the goal scorer here for the Snipers. Puck comes out here. It's Gavin Birchler in his own zone, and he's just going to take that behind the net. He's being watched by Nikitin, and he just stops up and sends a nice stretch pass to Karutsalev. So the defender having an odd foray up into the offensive zone. Takes a shot. He scores! Karutsalev through the 5-hole takes the schnipe, and he's got his second of the season.
So you watch this replay when Karutsalev receives that pass. He's on the stretch, but he's also moving. It's just what we were talking a little bit earlier. If you're moving when you get that pass, you're a much bigger threat than if you're standing still on the blue line waiting for it. They timed that really nicely, the Bruins, and as a result, the Snipers caught with their pants down.
Kritzlev has an amazing shot. He relies on his slap shot far too much. I coached him in juniors, and anytime he got the puck, didn't matter where he was on the ice, he'd rip the slap shot from his own defensive blue line. But he's got the accuracy and he's got the shot, and he just showed it there.
A lot more deceptive when you're taking the wrist shot as a goaltender, I'll tell you that. When you wind up for a slapper, you get a lot more time to be able to read where that potentially is coming. But that quick release, as we saw there, fooled Tommy Forrest, and the Bruins now have scored 2 straight to go up 2-1 here against the Snipers. So here's Spencer Nave, who's got the Jets. He's racing there against Morris, and Morris just uses his body to protect the puck. But Liam Webster has it now, sends it back to Sincata, takes a shot. That was off the hand there of Cutter. Hopefully he'll be okay. He's gonna look at that one. That's a sore.
On the elbow by the look of it.
Yeah.
And he's a little bit understanding that it wasn't intentional, but he wore that right on the elbow by the look of it. We've got pretty decent armour there, and that's why we wear the gear.
Yeah,
So otherwise you break bones.
It's a tough spot. There's definitely padding on those gloves, but as we all know, too soon a shot to the hand sometimes can be a little bit more worse for wear. But it looks like Todd Cutter is okay, which is good news. Webster here with it, and he got his stick lifted by Warren at the last minute. Otherwise, he was ready to have a schnipe. Webster cross ice to Dixon.
Nice
He's got space here. Dixon winds. Nice job by Birchler on the back check as Dixon was looking where he was going to deposit that puck, and Birchler just took it away. But here's Birchler. Oh! Mikey James! The windmill stacked the pads. Oh, man, he does it every game, and he does it again and just takes that away from Dixon.
How does he get away with it?
Oh.
Well, Gossi would say that was luck, but I'd have to disagree.
Oh. Yeah, no luck in that one at all. Mikey James. Oh, I love watching him play.
Good early pressure from the Snipers, though, getting the puck on the net.
Yeah, no, great opportunity. So here we go. Birchler not able to find a teammate, and that's going to allow the Snipers to put that down. Now, that could have been 2-2 goal, but Mikey James, as he does all season, giving his team a chance to stay ahead here, and they're going to break out now 3 wide. It's Gavin Birchler taking it. He's got Buchanan, drops it to him. Buchanan takes the shot, and Tommy Forrest swallows that one up.
Just watching that little bit of play by the Bruins, it's showing us one of the little weaknesses of the Snipers play. They had their attack and they had 2-on-2, but what was missing was the urgency of the back check from the Snipers. They needed to be coming back and putting pressure from behind on that attacking play, and it just isn't happening. They need to fix that.
Bruins take possession on the point, switches it over to the side, shot towards the net. It's bobbling around. Tommy Forrest has it covered though. McMahon pushing up, gets possession, maintains possession and skating wide, takes down behind the net, opens the ice up a bit, feeding the puck up wide. Snipers kind of slowing the game down now just now, but McMahon's had enough. He's pushing up wide to Josh Van Douwen. Can't quite control the pass. Looks to dump it down. Unfortunately, it's a turnover.
And that's another example of that stretch just being a bit too far.
Ray Khalil, Freight Ray, Captain T-Blade scores his first goal of the Pro Summer Hockey League. He's been all around the net tonight, and he deposited that like a pro. Well done, Freight Ray, on your first goal of the season.
And that opportunity came from that stretch pass by the Snipers, which was up to Van Douwen, who was basically standing still when he received it, which gave the Bruins time to attack him in numbers and create the counter-attack. The stretch pass has to be to someone who's moving, not to someone who's standing still.
Ray Khalil's been all over the ice tonight. He deserves that goal, and that springs them out to a 2-goal lead here for the Bruins. It's going to be interesting to see what the Snipers have in them. They've got to fight back here against a very dominant team, and it looks like their star goaltender is dialed in.
The Snipers have to make sure they don't drop their heads. There's still plenty of time left in this game. They got to just keep pushing back against the Bruins and get some quality shots on. They're getting the opportunities, just got to bury some of them.
So early still here in the second period. Plenty of time to score some goals if you're the Snipers. But here come the Bruins. Luke Buchanan just fanned on that one, which allowed Bobby Clark to collect. Clark's going to send that up looking for Lazzarato. That's going to go down the length of the ice. Waved off, though, so out comes Mikey James for another foray out of the crease. He's done that a few times here tonight. None more exciting than the one-on-one battle with Michael McMahon early in the first period. Snipers have it here now. They're going to send it up on the half wall. Lazzarato's going to send that over to Dixon. He's got Matt Nikitin crashing the net. He's going to look for him, but a great job there by Nelson just to block that. But first to it is Dixon, sending it back there. Connors just passes that over to Sincata, but Sincata able to get back and shoot that down, allowing his teammates to tag up.
That was good safe play there by Lockie. He didn't try to do anything too fancy, just got it down.
Dixon there, sent it in front, but a nice stick by James just brought that in as he'd seen enough and just wanted to stop it to play.
James with the maturity there to make sure that nothing untoward was going to happen. They're in the lead. They don't need to do anything silly now, the Bruins. They can play a relatively conservative game and just concentrate on transition and breakouts. And if they do that, they're going to score more goals anyway.
Face-off won by the Bruins, back to Kruselev. Passes over to his defensive partner. Passes up to Dylan Morris. And Mikey James just cover it, just like no need to take any risks here.
We've got the lead. We can run the clock down. It doesn't matter.
100%.
As a goalie there, too, if you look at it, he had the puck open. He's looking around, seeing if there's any opportunity, and he had a yell from one of his defender, cover it, and that's what you do. Sometimes you want to get the puck out if you have that opportunity. You don't want to be hemmed in. And here with the face-off won by Liam, the Snipers are able to regain control. So we'll find out if that was the right opportunity. And a shot there by Spencer Nave, but another glove save there by Mikey James.
Beautiful play there from Michael McMahon. He was being pressed out on the point after the Snipers won the face-off and managed to get a beautiful scoop pass across to his teammate, who managed to get a shot on the net from something that honestly looked like McMahon was going to be swamped.
So face-off and possession won by Snipers, back to the defense. Shot on net, rebound. Another shot. Justin Dixon round to McMahon, who steps in and rips one. Oh, nice chance there by Spencer Nave with the rebound. Unfortunately, MJ had that covered. Liam looking for options. He's got Bruins all over him. And Bruins get it out of the zone. They're pushing up, but Connors skates back with a bit of a breather because Bruins are taking a change. Connors retains possession, is pushing up. Big pass to Van Douwen, but unfortunately couldn't connect. And it's icing called.
All the way back down the other end for that face-off. Snipers not able to get the change. I think they're reasonably fresh for this one, so it shouldn't be a huge disaster for them.
You know, one thing we haven't talked about enough as well is if you look over on the other bench, it's only two lines here for the Bruins. And I see a lot of huffing and puffing by that second line specifically on the ice there. It's going to be interesting to see if the Snipers can continue to sort of forecheck, force these guys to skate, if they can maybe catch them in the third with a couple tired bodies.
The Snipers have a lot of young, fast players, and that's definitely a good point with the shorter bench with the Bruins. They can take advantage of that if they can wear the Bruins down and get them skating.
I think you're underestimating the courage, of the wisdom and cunning of old men. They can slow the game down when they need to, and they'll have the long break, so they'll have that 15 minutes for the cut.
Van Down pressuring and creating the turnover, shot on net. Cy Lake against Buchanan, and Buchanan safely drops it back to his defense. Kind of bobbles the puck, so Bruins maintain possession and lob it, but Nash has got pressure by Buchanan and manages to retain possession. Fighting for the puck between the two players. Nice move by the defenseman Bruin there. He's walking all the way in, but doesn't quite manage to get the shot away. Has possession, turning. Again, good sticks by the Snipers just to try and take away any dangerous chances there by the Bruins. The Bruins are maintaining possession in the defensive zone.
This line has been all over the puck. Gavin Birchler, the puck's been finding his stick. He's up to 2 assists tonight. And Luke Buchanan and Raymond Khalil, his line mates, both have goals.
And that's what the Bruins have needed out of Birchler, and they've got it tonight so far.
Puck goes round, open ice here. So we've got Bobby Clark taking the shot. He saw net, but he couldn't quite get their block there, Mikey James, but gets possession back. Pass to the slot, Cy Lake takes the shot, knocked by the defenseman.
Some outstanding defence there by Nelson, cutting off that passing option and leaving Mikey James with just the one thing to have to worry about.
Cy Lake whiffs on the initial shot.
That
Great opportunity there.
That was Mikey James again trying to do stack the Pats windmill. But Cy Lake just pump faked it, and I think Mikey James' heart probably stopped momentarily until it came into him and he was able to cover up.
So you see Nelson previously on that 2-on-1 break that he had. He did exactly the right thing. He cut off the passing option, leaving Mikey James just the one player to worry about, and he made no mistake.
Alrighty, so we have a face-off here to the right of Mikey James. It's Paul Lazzarato that wins it back to Sincata. Freight Ray comes out to it. A nice save. There scores! What a goal by Paul Lazzarato. He deposits his second goal of the game with a backhand over the glove of Mikey James, his 4th of the season, just to have that lead and bring the game back to 3-2 here in the second.
I think key to that, and Carl always says this is a nice low shot there by the defenseman, creates the rebound and creates the further opportunities. And a great shot to bury that there.
Sharp angle for Paul Lazzarato, but he was able to find Twine.
Yeah, if you get those low shots and those opportunities, sometimes they go in.
So here we are, 3-2 game with just over 6 minutes left in the second period. This is shaping up to be an absolute beauty. With speed is Nathan Keisha, who takes a shot off the leg of Lockie Sincata. It's Ray Khalil now who sends it over to Morris. Now Khalil's going to go straight to the slot. Puck's going to bounce off the wall. No Bruin there, so Brennan Connors will take that to the safety of behind his own net. Being watched by Khalil. Nice little quick 1-2 pass there by Sincata. Looking for Nikitin, but stolen there by Morris. Puck comes out now. Ray Khalil with it. Winds, takes a shot, and that goes just high and over the net. I have to say, Ray Khalil is playing with a level of confidence that I've not seen so far this season. He's having an absolute blinder. Nikitin takes the shot and a nice stick save there. I know chatting to Ray actually, a few weeks ago, he's really been putting in a lot of work in too, and I think it's really showing. No different than Logan Gallagher's work over the offseason early this year.
Tommy Forrest there closing it down for the Snipers and just buying them a little bit of a breather. The last couple of minutes, we've seen a pick up of the intensity a little bit by the Bruins, especially after that goal was scored. We saw Keisha coming through with a fair bit of fury in his skate. And that's going to make the difference. If they can keep that intensity wound up just a little bit higher, 1 or 2% more effort, and they will beat the Snipers to the puck.
So pass up there by McDowell, looking for Nave and Dixon together. Dixon will get there first, and Nave will go to the net. And Dixon just couldn't thread that through the legs of Nelson. And that's that experience, Carl, you were talking about, just able to get into position. It's not just your stick that can stop the puck, it's your skates, your legs, your bloody body.
Your nose.
Nelson was able to block that grade A scoring chance. McMahon has it, and he gets hit hard by Warren there, and he returns the favor as those two push each other up on the wall, and out with the puck is the bearded beauty, Mr. Michael McMahon, sending it to Liam Webster, takes a shot, and that's hit Mikey James, I believe, in the elbow where there's not much padding, and he looks sore. This does not look good if you're Michael James.
I'm not sure if it's got him in the elbow or somewhere more breathing involved. He's breathing pretty hard down there, and looking like he's struggling
Might
to
be
get a
in
breath.
the side. You know, these big goalie pads, they're all focused on the front, and just on the side there's sometimes some opening. Maybe he's gotten a little shot there into the side, kind of, you know, maybe where there's no padding. We'll get a better look. We'll get a better look here. It just sort of hits him. Yeah, it looks like just on the back side of the shoulder where you know, there's definitely no padding. I can tell you that. I've taken a stinger there, but this does not look good if you're
the play that led up to that too. Michael McMahon was over here on the bench, and you could see just his way of dealing with the check. He knew he was going to get hit from behind, and he had Ray Warren coming in. He had his hands up on the board, basically putting himself in a bit of a push-up position against the board so he could absorb that shock and push back out. And as a result, the Snipers managed to retain possession and create that shot.
Who's the emergency e-bug?
That might be you, buddy.
No goalies on the bench. Hopefully he's okay and it's just a bruise. They're just lifting up the equipment. They've got the trainer there just taking a look. But you know, not to talk too much about Mikey James' injury. We'll give him some of that privacy. Let's just talk a little bit more about what we've been seeing in this game, right? I think the Snipers definitely have picked up the intensity over the last few minutes.
I feel like they're getting a bit of chemistry going, and they're getting to take advantage of the speed and pushing into the Bruins zone. You've seen a couple of quality shots from the Snipers on Mikey James, and it's a close game. It's I think for the Snipers, it's getting that momentum to take into next week's game against the Inferno. We're looking to get that number 3 spot.
Well, one of the other things to be aware of, I know we talk a lot about that the kids are fast and fit, and I'm not going to suggest for a moment that that's not true, but the more mature players, the older guys who've been around for a while, they've got the same speed, but they often use it at the right time. So you'll see they'll vary their intensity a lot. The kids tend to skate around really fast all the time, whereas the older, more experienced players will often have the same amount of speed, but they can just be a bit more judicious with how they use it. And sometimes you'll see that can hold them well throughout these games towards the ends of each period. So we're going to be finishing this period reasonably soon. We'll have lost a minute or two there, and I'm not sure if the clock was stopped or not. I can't see the timer at the moment because we keep getting replays being played. But once we get that back, 3 minutes and 48 seconds to go in the second. 2 goals to the Snipers, 3 to the Bruins.
On the bright side, it looks like just a little impact injury. I'm sure he's going to have a big bruise there later, but he's able to finish off here. Nice save there by
Two
James.
big saves.
Yeah, still able to move around, so that's good if you're a Bruins fan.
And look, that's the thing as a Snipers, like as much as, you know, want to make sure that Mikey James is okay from a Sniper's perspective, get that rubber going at him.
Yeah, definitely. Probably looking blocker side too, because if it's that right shoulder. I hate saying that as a goalie.
Oh, I know. But look, it's the reality of the game.
Yeah,
the Snipers need to do this.
For sure. So puck deep in the Bruins zone. First comes out is Jordan Warren, the captain. Just patient with it. Buchanan's wide open, and he finds him. But just a little hot actually on it. And captain of the Snipers now will pick it up, and Liam Webster over to Dixon. Just nice little stutter step. He's going to rim that around, but just a change was happening there as Spencer Nave was going off to the ice. And that's going to allow the Bruins to come in down the other way. Oh, great stick check by Cy Lake as Birchler was in alone. Warren takes a shot. Nice stick save there by Forrest. Just under 3 minutes remaining. The Snipers send that down the length of the ice, but icing waved off as Nelson able to get back on time. Puck squirts down the rest of the ice, and down for a tumble is referee Crowther there. Well, the puck now comes out. So here's Alex Koenig, always industrious, out here with Cy Lake. He's going to rim that around, but takes a weird carom off that backboard right onto Mikey James, and he'll cover up.
So look, I think the play here between both teams is pretty even. It's opened up here for the last couple of minutes of this period. I think the Snipers would love just to get that extra one just to kind of even it up before the third period.
That's right. The Snipers have outshot the Bruins 18-7 so far in this period. A lot more shots on the net, a lot more intensity. They really dug deep in this period.
Yeah, these last 5 minutes, you've seen a lot more rubber going towards Mikey James and his quality shots. Now, whether that's an indication with the short bench that the Bruins are getting a little bit tired, or whether that's just the Snipers are feeling it just now.
As you mentioned, this is the time.
Face-off won there by the Snipers. And again, another clean shot. Possession maintained by Mikey James with a clean poke check to get it out. Oh, Dylan Morris was looking for that stretch pass to kind of wheel up there, but wasn't to be. Back to Michael McMahon. He switches over to his partner. Up to Josh Van Douwen. Passes up the wing, and Lazzarotto looks to dump it in, but it deflects. Bruins get possession back. Michael McMahon can't quite clear the zone. Good save there by Tommy Forrest, who ices the puck just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, lots of guys pouncing there. You had Ray Khalil, who's already got 1 goal tonight, but Dylan Morris also on the doorstep. Probably safest thing to do there is cover up if you're Tommy Forrest.
Coming into the end of the period, there's not much long to go in it. They're still with a 2-1 lead with 40 seconds to play.
Face-off won by the Snipers, who wrap around the boards. Bobby Clark has possession, but loses it. Not much time left on the clock, so you want to get out of your zone, which he does. Matt Nicodin pressuring the defense for the Bruins, and Lazzarotto looks to try and get that turnover. Good pressure by the Snipers, just to try and get that turnover with 30 or so seconds left.
Probably chance for one more opportunity, and Jordan Warren, captain of the Bruins, has it. He's going to try to rub out the defenseman there. He's got Birchler in front, and he crashes into that post, and there will be a penalty to the Snipers on that one, as it was Michael McDowell who took down the Bruins captain, who went hard into the post. So lots of bruises. If you're the Bruins, they'll be going into the locker room, and I think Jordan Warren and Mikey James will compare whose bruise is larger, and hopefully neither of them are too big.
So we'll be coming into the third period at 10 past 10 roughly, and the Bruins, will be starting that with a penalty kill. And so score 3 goals to the Bruins and 2 to the Snipers at the end of the second. Shots, it's 26-20 to the Snipers, which is a little surprising in that regard, but certainly they turned it up in the second period with 20 shots to only the 8 from the Bruins. High intensity play from the Bruins, and they've had more quality, but the Snipers certainly raised their intensity and improved their game an awful lot through the second period. We've got the long break now while we get a cut. We'll be back with you at 10 past 10.
This game is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
It's the only way.
The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
Welcome back to iceHQ Ice Rink here in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, where we are being absolutely delighted by a fascinating tussle between the Snipers and the Bruins. The Snipers down 2 to the Bruins 3 with 1 period to go. All the damage was done for the Bruins in the second period where they piled on 2 goals. But a lot of the play has gone to the Snipers. Goals so far, Snipers opened up the scoring with Paul Lazzarotto, and then Luke Buchanan scored back for the Bruins to tie the end of the first period at 1-1. In the second, Krustalov with a beautiful breakaway goal, and then Ray Cale scored again to take the Bruins up to a 3-1. But Lazzarotto scored again for the Snipers with 6 minutes to go to put the Snipers back into striking distance. And it's just a 1-goal difference now. We've just had the long break to cut between the second and the third period, so the game will be a little bit quicker. Mikey James has worn a puck somewhere on his body that certainly took the wind out of him for a couple of minutes. We'll see how he pulls up after that, and if he tightens up a little bit with the long break. Sometimes it's not so good if you've got a bruise. It can make things a little bit worse, but we know he's a tough guy, and we're pretty sure that he will be okay. So joining with me again for this last period is Scott and Gossie. And gentlemen, what's going to happen in the third?
Well, hopefully the streak continues. I think game 1, you said Ryan Ruddle hadn't scored in a while, which he did score last week, but he scored right after you said that. What did you say earlier today? Gavin Birchler needs to get on the score sheet. He's been tossing apples. He's got 2, only a couple away from a bushel.
Yep.
But the Snipers...
I think I said goalies were lucky too, and sometimes they've been a bit lucky occasionally.
But the Snipers were definitely piling on the pressure to end that second period, and they look primed to take advantage of a short bench of the Bruins, but they'll have to get past.
Starting on the penalty kill.
Yeah, they'll have to get past Mikey James. So, Scott, take us away here for the third period.
Nice face-off win there by Lazzarotto, just to get possession for the PK. Dumped in there by McMahon. Matt Nikitin putting in the pressure, but Bruins have now got possession and starting to control the play. Puts it up wide to Talcotter, but just out of reach. Dumped back in by the Snipers, and Bruins resetting back in the zone.
This is why they're so dangerous with transitional play on the penalty kill. If they can get a break through the middle and open up a lane.
Yeah, nice save there. The Bruins definitely missing the power, scoring prowess of Matt Corona and the Josh Walt and even Christian Pansino, all 3 missing out today. But, you know, Ray Khalil and Luke Buchanan have definitely stepped up, and that was Matt Nikitin just falling over. The Snipers bench hollering for a penalty, but none given by the officials.
Well, they were blindsided by the bench. It looked all right from us. It just looked like an innocent.
Here's Ray Khalil with a shot, looking for a second. It comes out, and Morris just missed the top shelf there. As the Snipers will get it out now, and Nikitin, if you just taken one extra step, he had a streaking Lazzarotto through the neutral zone.
There was a lot of wide open net there. The Bruins really should have put that one away.
So here's Todd Cutter now, short side, takes it behind the net, evades a check there of McMahon. He'll send that back to the point in Karutzelev, who will send that over to Nelson. Nelson just walks back into the center, brings that back over to Karutzelev, who we know has a great wrist shot from the point. He scored a brilliant one on Lefkowitz a few weeks ago.
Just 20 seconds to go now on the power play.
Khalil back to Cutter. Cutter with a shot, deflected over. Dylan Morris will get there for the Bruins, and he'll send it back to the point for Karutzelev with the shot deflected there by Khalil and into the netting. Ray Khalil, what a game, mate. You're being all over the game.
Great deflection. There wasn't much traffic there, but the deflection, if it was on net, there was a good quality chance of going in.
On the drop of the puck, the Snipers will be back to full strength. The Bruins watching out behind them. Certainly alert to the little stretch pass. And
Chris left covering for the change, but Snipers get possession. McMahon pushes it to the middle, up to Clark, up to Dixon. Nice speed in the break. Bruins get possession back and look to turn it around. Jordan Warren pushing hard, but Spencer Nave giving him no space. Liam Webster going for the pass to Dixon, but can't quite get there. Jordan Warren taking possession. Gavin Birchler holding it back, slowing it down a little bit.
Nice kick save there by Tommy Forrest.
Good shot through traffic. Birchler strong on the puck today.
Yeah, he's been all over it. And Buchanan with a shot, but another save there by Tommy Forrest. This line has looked dangerous, and no surprise, centered by the Bruins captain, Jordan Warren. Now, he did promise us that his team would go undefeated. Now, they have been undefeated with him in the lineup, so he's not completely wrong. But here we are, the Snipers chasing this game down by 1, and with it is Justin Dixon now, poke checked away by Nathan Keisha, and Liam Webster will send that deep for Spencer Nave to give chase. Let's just regroup behind the Bruins zone. It comes out there to Birchler, who sends it cross ice for Buchanan. Buchanan chips it forward. He still has it with the puck. Chips it in front there. Save! Oh, that nearly went under the pad, but Tom Forrest able to keep that leg on the ice and prevent that one from going in. Look at this one on the CCM all-out replay. Just a little bobbled shot, and lost it for a moment, but able to get the blocker down and cover up.
Pleasing from the point of view of the Snipers. There's a bit more desperation in their back check. Their forwards are really working hard to get back and providing a press on the attack from both sides.
So Michael McMahon battling there with Captain T-Blades Ray Khalil. He circles around and now has some space and will skate it out. He's got Cy Lake with him and Josh Van Douwen coming down the other way, but he'll take it in himself. Michael McMahon with a shot, but a save there by Mikey James.
Showing no real effects from that earlier altercation with the puck. He did wear a pretty decent hit from Liam Webster, who lifted the puck, tried to get it over him, and ended up hitting him somewhere in the upper body, but he seems to be perfectly fine now.
So face-off here to the right of James. Face-off one right back. McDowell's going to take a shot deflected off the blocking arm of James and into the netting. And we'll re-rack and do it all again.
Yep, aggressive save there by Mikey James, who was leaving no doubt there, pushed out in the blocker save.
One thing you notice about Mikey James compared to some of the other goaltenders in this competition is he's always out of the blue paint. He loves to come out and cut down that angle, which really forces players to beat him. But then he has the athleticism to be able to get all the way back in case there is that backdoor pass. And the Bruins really clogging that slot area allow him to play his best style of goaltending. The Bruins have it now, and that's Bakasulis, who's just going to rim it around looking for Ray Khalil. But that's stolen there by Nikitin, who throws it in, but intercepted there by Bakasulis. The Bruins are going to chip that into the corner. Van Douwen there, battling, being held by his similar number there, and Dylan Morris, who squirts that back out to Bakasulis. And you can see some of the tired bodies on the ice. Now there's Nikitin with a shot save. Mikey James outscores. Matt Nikitin picks up the rebound and deposits it past James, who's furious with the official for something there. I didn't see what happened, but what we can tell you is we've got a 3-3 tied hockey game with Matt Nikitin putting in the puck for his first goal of the game.
There's a certain amount of inevitability about that goal too. The Bruins have been leaving players loose in the high slot and the low slot position there for a good 30 seconds or so. If the Snipers could get the puck there, and in the end they did, it was going to set them up for that magnificent scoring opportunity, and they took full advantage.
Yeah. Snipers had a heavy forecheck there as well. They weren't giving the Bruins any space, and that created the turnovers that gave the opportunities.
Just as we spoke in the second period, Scott, you said the keys to the Snipers was really like using the legs of those young players and forcing the Bruins to play deep in their zone and probably take advantage of that short bench, and it seems to be working. Ever since halfway through the second, it's been all Snipers.
This is not playing in the Bruins' hands. They really need to win this game to give themselves that run at getting right through to the grand final without having to play the semi. If they lose this one, then the Dogs have got the top of the place ladder guaranteed.
What a story it would be if the Snipers were able to beat the Bruins tonight, beat the Inferno next week, and then beat the Bruins in an upset again to play the final against the Dogs.
Yes, Gossie, that would be quite a story.
Anything can happen when you're playing ice hockey. That's why this is the most beautiful game in the world. It's the fastest game on ice.
You are absolutely right. So would be quite a story. At the moment, you'd have to consider it fiction, but it could turn into fact.
So we'll have a face-off here to the right of Forrest, and a shot by Buchanan. Puck bobbles out, but Justin Dixon will collect, and he's got space, and he's going to take it himself. He's got Spencer Nave with him, looks through, but a nice poke check by Bakasulis forces that puck wide. Regrouping in his own zone here is Michael McMahon. He's got Lindsay Nash, and he finds him. Lindsay Nash now with it, chips it up off the half wall, chipped in by Dixon, and now carried in by the number 23. Webster takes a shot, deflected, and a glove save there by Mikey James. That shot by Webster along the ice took a late deflection, and Mikey James flashed the leather for the glove save.
And it's good to see Spencer Nave getting in front of the net there and looking for those rebounds and deflections just to create a better opportunity.
Well,
that's on the CCM all-out replay. If you just look at that, Mikey James, he was furious because he came over and made contact with Alex Koenig, and he claimed to the official that prevented him from being able to make the save. At the end of the day, today. The official didn't see it that way, and we've got a tie game. But here comes Morris now with a half break, takes a shot and shoots that wide short side again, much similar to what happened earlier in this period.
I'll be watching for Liam Webster to be the impact player now.
And there was a shot there, but saved by James. Dixon takes a tumble behind the net, and
Looks like he might be hurt.
he looks a bit sore there. I think he might have just been pounced on, but the Bruins don't wait up. They go the other way, and now maybe there's a break, but Spencer didn't have his head up and couldn't see Dixon just all alone on the blue line, and now he'll take a skate off and have a rest as he rubs his right side there.
Webster been given way too much room down there, not enough.
Ooh, off the post!
Post.
Cy Lake takes a shot from a pass from Liam Webster, but couldn't beat the post. And if you're Mikey James, what you'll say is, that's all I gave him. So here comes the thoroughbred, the bearded beauty, Michael McMahon. But that one went offside.
See, what we're seeing here is a significant breakdown in the Bruins' defence. They gave Liam Webster way too much time and space on that previous little foray that allowed that attacking opportunity that Nave was very nearly able to put away.
All you got to do, gents, is look over at that Bruins bench and look how quickly they're trying to get air into those lungs. I think they're a bit tired, and if the snipers were smart, they'd keep laying on the pressure. Short shifts, high energy, and try to get one quick. Puck comes out now with Luke Buchanan. He holds up, sends it in. That's Warren scores! A captain's goal off a feed from Luke Buchanan, and Jordan Warren roofs that top shelf for his first of the game.
And that just shows you how wrong the shot count can be sometimes, and all it takes is one rapid transition, and Warren there showing us how it's done. But I'm still thinking that the Snipers, with the ascendancy at this point in the game, if they can just lift it up and watch for Liam Webster to find the back of the net.
Well, now that puts Jordan Warren up to 4 goals on the season. He's got 2 points tonight, an assist on the first goal by Buchanan, and now Buchanan does him a favor and sends the puck back for Warren, and we're back to a lead for the Bruins, which, if you're a Bruins fan, you quite like. You know you've got the best goalie in the competition minding the pipes down the other way, but here comes Nathan Keisha as the Bruins look to add to their lead. Keisha takes it behind the net. Nice job there by Sincata just to separate it, but Luke Buchanan collects it and reverses it behind the net. Battle for the puck now, but Connor's able to get there first, but a pinch here by Kreutzlev is going to pin that there on the half wall. Connors will rim it around. First to it will be Lockie Sincata as Matt Nikitin takes a tumble into the boards. A little stick tap there by Clark, and Sincata able to find him, and here he goes. He's got space. He's got Lazzarato with him. Remember, Lazzarato on 2 goals already takes a shot, looking for the hat trick, but shoots that one wide. Off the bench, McMahon able to keep that in. It finds Lazzarato now in the deep corner. Sent in front, deflection. Batted out there by Keisha with the glove into the corner, and Buchanan now will look to get it out, but kept in again. And a deflection there. Takes a nice save by Mikey James. So the Snipers, good couple shifts here following the goal, but they're going to need one quick as we have only just over 6 minutes remaining left here in the game. Liam Webster winds, fakes the shot, takes it around. Nice poke check there by Morris. Spencer Nave sends that deep, and the Bruins now finally will get it out through the Canadian from West Carleton, David Nelson. Taking it in with speed, curls behind the net. He's got Ray Khalil in front, but misses him, and Spencer Nave looks for Dixon and just misses him, much to the dismay of Scott Gallagher, who was really looking for that one.
I see that a puck-sized hole in his stick there.
Yeah, Dixon was ready to fly up the wing there. Dixon continuing with the pressure, though. He's wanting to get this goal back. He's pressuring the D. Scrappy play just now. Spencer Nave trying to get in front of the net to someone. McMahon trying to get the puck just to get that shot away. Can't quite achieve it. Bruins taking it back just to slow things down. Compose themselves. Nice pass up to the wing. A nice pass to Todd Cutter. Todd Cutter's looking. Puts it in deep. Tommy Forrest has seen enough and ices the puck. One of the things that was with Robbie Clark tapping the stick there looking for that pass from Lockie Sincata earlier is that I find that of all the teams, the Dogs are probably the best communicators. They're always talking to each other on the ice. If you look at some of these other teams, there's not as much communication going on. I think that's going to be key when it comes to finals.
We're going to look at this breakout here from the face-off. If Liam Webster can win this one with either a cheeky tap-through, watch his wing to come blasting through in front. And they're trying that strategy there. You can see the winger coming through with speed.
Oh, So that was Connor sending it over to Dixon, who looks across, intercepted there by Buchanan. He sends that on. It's to Gavin Birchler. He scores! Gavin Birchler with the goal with the patient hands to outweight Tommy Forrest. And he gets his 3rd point of the night and continues the streak. The man Carl says hasn't scored, definitely scores. Well done, Gavin Birchler, and that might be enough. What do you think, boys?
I think, Gossie, what I might have said was they needed him to lift his game. And guess what he's done? He's lifted his game. He's played a ripper this evening, Gavin.
That's why you're Coach Carl, right?
That's what they needed.
And that all came from a turnover, unfortunately, with Snipers trying to look for the cross-ice pass and didn't quite connect. And the Bruins take full advantage.
So Luke Buchanan up to 3 points tonight, a goal and 2 assists. We also have a goal and 2 assists for Gavin Birchler. They are buzzing tonight, and they're loving playing with their captain, Jordan Warren.
And with just the 4 minutes left to play, the Bruins out to a 5-3 lead over the Snipers.
So 9 points for this top line for the Bruins, each with 3 points, each with a goal and 2 assists. Oh, rings that one off the post as that deflected, and the Snipers now have 3 minutes and 45 seconds to get back in this game. As it stands, next week, it's a battle for first and a battle for access to the semifinal. This is shaping up to be one hell of a season, gents. Gavin Birchler still with the puck in the corner now. He curls away from Koenig. He's watched there by Connors, who collects it and sends it up in the half wall. Jordan Warren sends it, and that deflects off a body. And now out with the puck for the Snipers is Alex Koenig. Drops that for Van Douwen, sends that across for Cy Lake, who just turned the wrong way. And that allows Nathan Keisha to get the puck out and outlet that to Gavin Birchler.
And what time are the Snipers going to pull Tommy Forrest out of the net? They want to win this one. If they do, they're going to need to take some risks.
Puck squirts out there. Todd Cutter with it. He just sends that deep. Good play here. If you're the Bruins, you just want to cycle it. You want to keep it low. If you get a scoring opportunity, great. You want to kill the clock. Matt Nikitin, though, will take that out for the Snipers. He's got it in the neutral zone. He's going in on Nelson, and that nice little poke check. Offside. Yeah, that poke check kept it off.
I think you can't really criticise Lazzarotto for that. He had to take the chance on the burst. Yep. If they managed to get it through, it was the right choice. You've got to take risks at this point. You can't afford to play conservative hockey if you're the Snipers. So
it's right play by all players involved. Just a really good defensive play with the poke check there.
Absolutely.
Whew.
McDowell with a shot from the red line.
I don't know if you're going to score many like that on Mikey James, but it's worth a shot, right? You never know.
Blocker side, maybe.
Yeah.
What it does do, though, is it brings it in for an attacking zone face-off when we're now into stop time. So not necessarily a bad thing to do.
I will tell you, there's nothing worse when you're a goalie than a shot that comes from the neutral zone, because you don't want to have the highlight of you letting that one in, right?
So especially when there's no screen, yeah?
Yeah, as easy as they are, you still sweat a little.
There's always a chance of a mistake, and sometimes someone can get lucky.
So face-off here, just over 2 minutes remaining. Do or die here if you're Snipers, as you need 2 goals to tie the game and force a shootout. And as the Bruins ice the puck, they'll get another offensive opportunity.
So I think they have to decide whether they're going to pull the goalie, or if, because again this is a nothing game, and if win or lose it doesn't make any odds, if they're just going to keep with the 5 players and the goalie.
It's a pretty good opportunity to get the practice with a 6-on-5.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would most certainly be doing it.
But again,
even if it's a dead rubber, it doesn't matter. It's still an opportunity to practice it as a team.
But again, one of the aspects of the Snipers team is they don't have a bench coach, and it's usually the coach is going to make that call.
Logan Gallagher on the bench. Make the call, mate. When's he coming out? Here we go. So Snipers able to keep it in. I think Tommy's looking at the bench, but given everything that's going on, it seems like they're gonna keep him in till maybe the last minute. And Ray Khalil now sends it over to Cutter, and probably a good thing that Forrest is in the net as he makes that save, and that caroms out into the netting. That was an absolute rocket by Todd Cutter.
So Cutter was just caught slightly wrong-footed when he received that pass. So he was stood upright a little bit, needed to be just a little tiny bit in front of him so he could move forward. As a result, he had to pause and wait for some support, and he got that support, but it did shut down the opportunity. Just slightly out on the timing.
So face-off won by the Bruins, and with just under 2 minutes remaining, it doesn't seem like there'll be enough time, but never say never. And here comes Brendan Connors. He stops up, nice little stutter step. He finds Dixon, who gets just flattened there a little bit by Evan Kruslev. He plays such a physical game. He's a lovely defender to watch playing, Evan Kruslev.
Yeah, Kruslev played many years over in Russia, his home country. And that's the style of play that they play over there. He's always been a physical kid, but he put in a lot of muscle. and it shows the play. His first season in the PHL with the Inferno, his first game, he flattened a few people and raised some eyebrows.
Yeah, I remember that because everyone was talking about the physicality, and then out came this young kid just like lining people up and the human wrecking ball.
He was ferocious, that's for sure, and he's been a delight to watch. We've got 1 minute and 26 seconds to play. The Bruins 5, the Snipers 3.
Interestingly enough as well, last winter in the A division for Beer League here, he also went the whole season without a penalty. And
That's
playing
impressive.
the style that he plays, very, very good. Shows that he's got good wits on himself.
Has to be said, he is a very clean player, physical but clean. He's never looking to do anything dirty.
So here we go. Snipers have it deep, and off to the bench is Tommy Forrest. So they've pulled the goalie, and Buchanan's going to have a go, and he'll miss that. And with McDowell first back, we'll have an icing.
So the other advantage of pulling the goalie, it's a little bit of a more subtle one. It tempts the other team into dumps down the other end for the speculating shot. And what that means is maybe it goes in, but it's a lucky shot if it is, unless you're Linus Ullmark, who didn't have any luck whatsoever in his goal.
I was
brings
just
it back
gonna,
for a face-off.
I was just going to say, if there was any goalie to get a goalie goal in the Pro Summer Hockey League, it's Mikey James. And he makes a save, and that caroms out off into the half wall. Cy Lake
he is playing for the Bruins.
sends it back to the point. McDowell with a seeing eye shot that goes wide. Buchanan just tries to chip that back, and Keisha able to get it through, but not to Birchler. But now the captain, Jordan Warren, does the smart thing, just curls back as he knows time is his friend. And with his teammates going forward, Michael McMahon forced to regroup there, and the puck will now get deep for Bobby Clark. But it's all just academic now with 31 seconds remaining. The Bruins up by 2.
There, Gossie, that the Snipers were stuck on the blue line because of where the puck was, and the Bruins had absolutely seen the situation of the game. All they needed to do was just run a high defensive zone trap and hold the Snipers on the line. So they couldn't go anywhere. They couldn't get any momentum. They'd have to play it out and come back in again. And they weren't going to do that. So a good way to run the clock down and deny the opportunity.
Well, what I can say is the Snipers have done a good job getting 3 past Mikey James for only the 3rd time this season. But they won't be able to win, and this will set up a glorious final round of the season as the Bruins will go up against the Dogs for a chance at a trip to the grand final, and the Snipers will go up against the Inferno in a match that will basically choose the wooden spoon, as you guys say here in Australia.
Or it'll give them the chance to play in the 3rd if you're looking for a positive outcome from that. So we don't care about who loses it. The team that wins it gets a chance to play in the semi-final. So almost all over by the Sharding now, just 15 seconds to go. McMahon going down to pick up the puck. But you're right, Gossie, it's going to make the last round an interesting one. It won't be a dead rubber for any of the teams.
Oh, here we go. He's going to... Oh, I thought he was going to go for it. Oh, Mikey James. There we go. So with 3 seconds remaining, that is it. And the Bruins have done it. They've won 5-3 against the Snipers here in Game 2 of the second last round of the season. Carl, where does that put us up for the end of the year?
Well, it means the Dogs and the Bruins are 13 points and 12 points on the ladder, so they are 1st and 2nd when they play against each other next week. That is for 1st place in the ladder, so that's a live round. And it also means that the Inferno and the Snipers are still only 1 point apart. Both of those teams are losing today as well. So they've got 5 and 4. So it means both games next week, which will be the Inferno versus the Snipers at 7:40, and then the Dogs and the Bruins at 9:05, which realistically will be closer to 10 past or quarter past. We know how that works out. So that's the situation for next week. A fantastic game today. Stuff coming up soon for the iceHQ rink here as we have our Women's Professional League starting up on the June the 2nd. If you're a female player and you want to get yourself in that, get onto our social media and our webpage and have a look at how to enrol. It's not too late to get yourself into the draw for that. So we know the ladder. We know that it's the Dogs and the Bruins will be playing next week, and they've got only the 1 point between the two. And then we know the Inferno and the Snipers playing for that one as well.
Couple of really great games tonight, and a special thank you, Scott Gallagher, in the booth today, helping us out. You're absolutely stellar there on the commentary and the special comments. We look forward to having you again back here next week.
Thanks, guys. I've enjoyed it, and look forward to next time.
It'll be a great fun night. So we will be back with you next week at 7:40 for the race for 3rd place and the chance to get into the finals between the Inferno